This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ, or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Please continue to submit your greetings and we'll be sure to read them throughout the show. Back to you, Sister Macy.
Welcome back to another episode of Explore Mountain States.
That's it for the weather
And
update.
moving on to our district news update.
Only here
on INCRadio Mountain States.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, everyone. I am Sister Marie Dumaya, broadcasting live from Denver, Colorado. You are tuning in to another episode of INCRadio Mountain States. Happy weekend, everyone. Happy Saturday, July 6th over here in the west part of the world. July 6th, 5 o'clock p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and over there in Pacific Standard Time where Las Vegas is, it is 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But of course, over there in the Philippines, it is already Sunday, July 7th, 7 a.m. in the Philippines. So magandang umaga, Pilipinas. Thank you so much for tuning in to us wherever you are in any part of the world. Today, we are so excited because we are actually talking about one of my favorite topics, traveling, but today, specifically Traveler's Guide by air. But I am not alone, so I would actually like to take this opportunity to introduce also someone else who are here with us. Let's go to Sister Macy.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of our brethren listening and tuning in to us worldwide. Happy Saturday to all of those here in the District of Mountain States. I'm Sister Macy, and currently I'm broadcasting live with Sister Marie from Henderson, Nevada. Yeah, and maybe I'll do a little bit of a report since I have the floor right now.
Yes, please.
We are actually here in Henderson for the rehearsals of the In Concert in the District of Mountain States as part of the celebration of the 110th year anniversary of the church. And I don't know if you can hear a little bit of the music in the background, but it is definitely a great show that they are putting together for all of us here. So to all of our brethren in the District of Mountain States, please mark your calendars. Mark your calendars for July 28th. That's a Sunday, and that is going to be the In Concert for our district. Great music, great fun, and truly powerful and edifying. We hope to see you there.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for that, Aunt Macy, Sister Macy. But yes, we hope to see you there. So we are so excited for that. But hello to our brethren who are there on the rehearsals as well. But yes, we actually do want to say hi real quick to Team Live Chat because Sister Macy, we always have great viewers. So I do want to take this opportunity also to greet our brethren there in the local congregation of Denver, Colorado. I'm already seeing them, Sister Annalyn Tumbali, Sister Maricel Kunz. They're actually over there. And of course, also we see Sister Melka Nukum. And then my mom, Sister Lina Dumayak. Do you see anyone else, Sister Macy? What else are you saying there? In Team Live.
Yes, I actually see Sister Mylene and Sister Melka already greeting us. Hello to our awesome host and greetings to everyone in the live chat and to all tuning in INCRadio MTS from the Nukum family. #Henderson, #MTS Rock Solid. We also have from Las Vegas, Brother Doming Takiki. Hello, Brother Doming. I'm also seeing our Las Vegas sisters as well. The Lazo family is here with us, joining us live, as well as Sister Ina is joining us live today and watching. She says, keep safe and hydrated. That's correct. It's very hot and very dry in the Nevada region right now, Sister Marie. So that's a great reminder. Thank you, Team Live Chat.
Yes, thank you, Team Live Chat. Also, we have more, I'm just going to read two more viewers here. Actually, the first one who had joined us earlier today, Sister Macy, is Ka Junilin Sarweta. Happy watching from Local of Hawal, Kawal, Kawal, Distrito ng Kamanava. Also want to greet Brother Bojek Bunda from yeah, from locale of Barranca Mandaluyong, from originally from Dordrecht, Netherlands. There you go. We do want to greet everyone there.
What's
We're
going on with the
greeting
meeting?
from Netherlands and also Mandaluyong. Um, maybe
Have they
we'll
been
also
talking to you?
say hi
What
to
did they say?
brother. We'll go to another guest later because we do
No.
have a guest. Piatak, maybe we can mute someone real quick. We'll go back to them in a little bit. We'll say hi to them when they are ready. But yes, we'll definitely say hi to them so we can see who is here with us, right? Brother Kerry, we'll go back to you in a little bit. So yeah, I think you're ready. I will go ahead and say hi to Brother Kerry Coons from Denver, Colorado. Hello, Brother Kerry.
Hi,
Hello
Brother
po.
Carrie.
Yeah. Yeah, how's
It
it going?
seems
Can
to
you
be so Brother Carrie's outside. It seems to be is it a beautiful day in Denver right now? How are your temps?
It's pretty warm, but it is a beautiful sunshiny day.
go?
You know,
Yeah.
when you
I
come to
love it.
Colorado, it says "Welcome to colorful Colorado,"
Oh yes, yeah, I
which
always
is
see
very
that sign
colorful. Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
really
and
nice.
I
Yeah.
agree that it is very colorful. Yeah, I quite love it. Well,
Yeah.
I'm glad that you can enjoy the outside, Brother Carrie, because us here in Las Vegas, we stay
Hot.
indoors nowadays. Yes, we actually have an excessive heat warning today because
Wow.
we're going up to 115 if I'm not mistaken,
What?
which
Wow.
yeah, it's like
Wow.
you're gonna melt outside.
Well, make sure you hydrate yourself, right? Make sure you drink plenty of water and stay cool. Actually, Brother Kerry is over there doing general cleaning. Macy. So
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, so yeah. All right, cool. But since we do have Brother Kerry here with us as guest, we do want to ask Brother Kerry, where was again? Oh, Team Live Chat, please do join us. Please feel free to join us, and Sister Macy will be helping us read your comments as we move along with this because it's a very, very exciting topic. So, Brother Kerry, for you, what city or country did you fly in most recently?
Actually, the last place I flew was Mexico.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's really nice. That's awesome. Also real quick, what's your
I
favorite part?
know, fun
Yeah.
vacation.
Yeah, it's fun vacation. I actually thought I was gonna say Las Vegas because like we always go there in Nevada for our district activities. But also, what's your favorite part of flying? Why do you like flying?
Probably the speed of getting to your location. So
Yeah,
you get there a lot faster than when you drive.
exactly. Yeah, and I think to Mexico, I don't think you can drive, right?
You
Can
could
you?
probably drive, but it would take a long
From
time.
Oh yeah,
California,
you're
you
right. You're
can.
right. You're right. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay, but yeah, so definitely the speed, right, Sister Macy, Brother Carrie, and everyone who are tuning in. Definitely the speed is one of the reasons why we love flying because it wouldn't take so long to get there by driving, and also it's. I think if you compare the price, it might be like when it comes to driving, unless you have like a big family. But yeah, like compare that cost too, like because the gas prices can be expensive, but also flying are now cheaper compared to years ago. Do you agree with that, Sister Macy? That from what you've noticed, I know you travel a lot actually.
Yes, absolutely. Well, the thing with flying nowadays, there's so many other options.
Yes.
There are budget airlines now, wherein you just get a plane ticket. You don't necessarily have to have all the other add-ons. So
Yeah,
you,
for
you
sure.
get a plane ticket. That's
And
it.
that's
And
it.
then if
Yeah.
you do, if you want a snack, you buy the snack. If you want to carry a bag, you carry a bag.
Yeah.
But if you're just going to a short destination, it's a short trip, and
Yeah.
you just need a seat on the plane to get to where you need to be, then
Yeah.
there are options for that nowadays. So it's getting better.
Yeah.
It could improve a little bit
Yeah.
more, but we're getting there's many new things
Mhm.
coming in the airline industry that hopefully will make traveling a lot easier and affordable.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and you mentioned about that. So actually, you're right. If I'm just going to Las Vegas because we do go there a lot for district activities, right? It's a short travel. I'm like, okay, I don't really need like a lot. So yeah, I would go more for budget airlines because I just need to sit in the plane and that's all I need. So yeah, for sure that would be very very helpful. But also flying allows us to go to different countries. Like I don't think we can go. Europe with driving, right? I think there will be water there. Right? Okay, there you go. So, so
Correct. You can
yeah,
go on a ship,
yeah,
right? But
yeah.
it takes
Yeah, that's true.
time.
It's gonna
It
take.
takes time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
Yeah.
like what
So
brother Carrie said, flying will take you to the destination
yeah.
much faster than any other means, actually.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. That also team live chat. We also want to ask you, what's on your list country that you would want to fly to visit? What about your brother Kerry? Real quick on that. Yeah, you've been to Mexico. What's your next thing on your list that maybe a country that you would want to travel to? I love Europe, so I don't know if that's also your thing, but yeah.
Yeah, I would love to go to Australia, but my family wants to go to Europe, so we're
Ah,
probably going to Europe.
so you're going to Europe. Okay, gotcha. I like that. I like that. But yeah, Europe is amazing, But yeah, so over there you can definitely do once you're there, right? Once you fly there, then you can do a lot more with like train, right? So now you have more options once you're there. But yeah, flying definitely allows us to have the speed to get there quicker, but also will allow us to travel to many countries, like because of that. But yeah, so Sister Macy, you did mention about budget airlines. There are a lot of options, especially now that the flights can be cheaper. So, Sister Macy, what are your tips, tricks for us in purchasing cheap airlines, or plane, or yeah, airplane tickets?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for asking that, Sister Marie, because I think that there are certainly some tips that our regular travelers might not know or hear about. But there have been many studies done, and sometimes this has been proven that if you are flexible with the days that you are traveling, departing on a Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, those are typically cheaper than departing on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. For example, when I find my parents' ticket, they're going to go home to the Philippines in this fall. So when I found them ticket, when I was searching for their tickets, you can go to there are several websites wherein you can do a general search of all airlines. So you don't have to go to each airline, and then you put your flexible days there. Plus or minus 3 days or plus or minus 5 days, so that it can open you up to. It can give you a calendar of like where are the cheapest days to fly, and normally those are falling on a Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So if you don't care, what time of day, you're not restricted to a certain schedule, you can always almost like 90% guaranteed that you can get a cheaper flight on a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. I would say that the only exemption to that if it falls on a holiday, or like a busy season, for example, um, the many different uh, I,
Yeah.
the term is running over me because there are certain terms that I can't say.
I know, right?
But I'm just saying that let's just call it peak season,
There you go. Yeah,
especially in
yeah.
the US. There's many peak season days. The kids are out of school, people are not working, and those are the days like it doesn't matter what day you fly, it's going to be expensive because
Yeah. True,
everyone is
because of that.
basically
Yeah.
traveling. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's just a short trip, and always shop around. Like don't settle with like the first thing that you see, but
Yeah.
that's a double-edged sword. If you also if you see a flight that is perfect, it meets all your expectations, your needs, and also your budget, book it now, because
Yeah.
airline prices don't drop. They almost always
Oh.
soar. Yeah, so what you see now,
Uh-huh.
might be $10 or $20 more next week.
Wow.
They always go up because as the seats get filled,
That's true.
um there's going to be less supply, and they're gonna the
The price
prices will
goes up.
just like
Yeah.
jack up. Yes.
Supply and demand, right? Supply and demand,
Oh,
right?
exactly. Yes, basic economics for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's a good point. So once you see a flight, that's a really, really good point, right, Brother Carrie? Like once you see a ticket that you like, or price, sorry, price on the ticket that you like, go ahead and go for it. So that's really good. I like that. My mom said, "Thanks, Sister Macy, for the information." There you go. I know our viewers are enjoying that. But yeah, I agree. And then, Sister Macy, you mentioned something there. You said that compare the prices, shop around. Okay, you're right. At one point, like once you see a good price, go ahead and do that. But I never compare prices. I need to, like, cause there's a booking site that I always go to, and I just trust them completely. I'm like, I know it's a good site,
You
but
have loyalty.
yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Once I'm like, as I see it, I'm like, okay, that's a good price. But yeah, you're right. It doesn't hurt to shop around, right? Right, to see what other prices for the booking for other booking sites may have. So yeah, definitely do that. Don't just. It's good to be loyal, right? But it's also good for you.
Actually, that's a very good thing. Auntie Mary, thank you for pointing that out. But definitely get on the loyalty programs of the
Oh,
airlines that you fly into. And it doesn't matter. Like for me, I have like go-tos as well, but I
oh
also
yeah,
fly almost every airline. But I make sure that I'm on their loyalty membership because it pays. It pays at some
true. Yeah,
point. You get better service, you get
true.
upgrades, you
That's
get
true
points, that you can use
because
towards
they see
flights.
you.
So
Yeah,
yes, and those memberships are free. All you need to do is sign up and then download the app, and then you'll probably forget about it.
there
But
you go.
you continue to get the perks for it.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
definitely do that. Yes, and in the future you might get free flights.
Yeah, there you go. Because like, and you mentioned that because we're in technology world, right? Like Brother Care is actually in technology world. I mean, it's in IT, but yeah, we're in technology world now with apps, and then of course the companies, the businesses, they want our businesses, so they will have all these memberships, and it's free. So just sign up for it, and then it will already there. Like I mean, I love memberships. But yeah, and you've mentioned earlier, because I've always noticed that Tuesdays, when you fly on a Tuesday, it's cheap. But you're right, because we live in technology world now, there, like, for when on a website or an app, there's that plus or minus, right? So take advantage of that opportunity if you can be flexible with your time on when to travel. What about you, Brother Carrie? Anything that you've noticed? I know you and your family actually did travel agents before. Is that a better pricing from what you've noticed? Yeah, so what are your thoughts on that?
We did use a travel agency before. It was good when they were doing a whole package with a
Mhm.
hotel and car
Oh
and
yeah,
everything like
true.
that. That was pretty helpful. But I've also found, which I'm not very good at, planning ahead and buying early is also
Oh
another
yes,
way to save. So if you can plan your trips ahead of time and buy the tickets early, that helps a lot as well.
that's true. Not like, I agree, because I have a hard time with that. The rather carry, it's like, oh, I couldn't decide, I couldn't commit, and now it's like 1 week into it. I'm like, oh, okay, yes, I will do it. But you're right. But yeah, you've mentioned a good thing there, that travel agency, they provide packages, right? That's good. I've never used a travel agency before, but also with the booking sites, they also have that. You just need to be the one to kind of like put it together to think about it. But because of the technology again that we're using, we have that already. But yeah, Sister Macy, what about you? Have you used a travel agency before? Like, how is that different maybe from a booking site that has all these packages as well?
Sure. At work, we have to go through a specific travel agency because everything is filtered through that agency. But for my personal travels, I always book direct. Unless I need to do a travel package like what Carrie does, because travel packages
Mhm.
actually give a very good value as well. When you bundle up your flights and your hotel and your car
Your
rental,
car, yeah.
most of the time you're actually saving a lot. But
Okay.
sometimes if it's not really a very structured type of trip or vacation, I almost always just book direct on the websites. And the reason why
Mhm.
there is a big advantage for booking direct is if you need to make changes, if you have any specific requests, you can work and contact the airline directly
Ah.
and probably get better help and assistance with travel agencies. Once it's booked through a travel agency and you might need to make some changes, maybe cancel a flight, you have to go through that travel agency, and normally it's a little bit harder to get things moving along or get things processed or grant
Mm.
specific requests. So there are advantages and disadvantages to booking direct, but also advantages and disadvantages to booking with a travel agent. So it just depends on you. You just have to know what kind of trip you're going into and how sure you are that the trip is going to happen.
Mm.
If it's like pre-planned a long time ago, then yes, book with a travel agent, save some money, make sure that everything that's packaged and bundled into it is also something that you want, and you're
Mhm.
not just like getting it for
Yeah,
the sake of it
because of
being bundled.
discount. Yeah,
Yeah, and then
yeah.
not
You use it.
ending up,
Yeah,
not using it. Yeah.
yeah.
So just things like
True.
that.
Yeah, like what you said about earlier, that's double-edged sword, right? We're like, oh, it's discounted. We're gonna get it, but if you don't really do
Right?
it, yeah, like,
Yeah.
so we gotta watch out for that. So that's a really really great point. Also you and Mr. Mason, brother Carrie, have both mentioned about the timeline, right? So again, we are not experts. We're talking based on our experiences. So please do your research as well. But I believe they said, based on what I have researched on, again, please do your own research. But 2 months. Wait, I think it's 2 months ahead might be a good price, but anything longer than that probably will not be good. I mean, of course, the the shorter you are, like the earlier like the flight is, how quicker it will be, then that's probably going to be more expensive because, like what Sister Misias mentioned earlier, supply and demand, right? As the seats get filled, more filled, then like of course you won't have a lot of seats, so then the prices get more expensive. So yeah, so make sure we do that. But also we've mentioned about budget airlines. Again, I love budget airlines. However, you got to compare the prices when the add-ons do, because they do get add up. So for me, I really just need a uh, checked in. I know Mr. Mason may have something to say about that, but checked in luggage, I like having that. So whenever I shop around for my budget airlines, I'll compare on what I really need, like what Sister Macy has mentioned. So the checked in luggage is really important to me because of my liquid. Maybe we'll talk about that later on. Like what's your tip? Because like for me, I'm a woman and I like all those things that I like from liquid stuff that may not fit on like carry on. So we'll talk about that.
They won't pass through TSA.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's why I'm like, that's the only reason why I need like my check in. So yeah. But again, compare the prices, because if those add-ons finally add up and they're the same price or probably even more expensive than like the other airlines, then maybe go for that. So yeah, again, don't just look for, okay, I know this is cheaper here. Compare the prices and actually do that. And actually, one of the airlines that I've done before is that when I was adding up the luggages, I've noticed they have a program. I don't know if they still do this. So again, when you're booking a flight, always look for the services program that the airlines might have. It's actually cheaper when I went with that program, and I was able to get more with the bundles because of that program. So make sure that we do that as well. But yeah, so quick thing when it comes to budget airlines, again, make sure that we are comparing that to make sure that it's not more expensive once everything is bundled up, and then make sure that we are being careful with that. Oh, and also when we are getting the luggages, when we're adding them, if it's not already included on your airlines, make sure that like you're more proactive, like what Brother Carrie and Sister Macy have mentioned. You're more proactive and thinking ahead, because I make these mistakes all the time. I'm like, do I need a carry-on? Do I need a check-in? So it becomes more expensive when you purchase it later. So when you book right then, it's cheaper, and then before you check in, it's gonna be more expensive, and then when you check in, and then that's when you add the luggage, it's gonna be more expensive. No, and then it becomes more expensive when you're at the counter, but the most expensive is at the gate. And I'm telling you, I have seen this over and over again, because there's a personal item that's free, right, for every airline, and then everyone thinks, oh, it will fit. Yeah, it will fit, but if your luggage or your bag has stuff in it, then it will not fit. And I've made that mistake once, and I never want to make that mistake again, because it cost me so much. But yeah, Sister Nancy, what are your thoughts on that? Because that's something that I gotta be careful on. When we're adding those luggage prices as well.
Oh yeah, you have to be aware because sometimes you would see a certain price and then you think that, oh, this is great, let me book it. But then you didn't realize that you have to bring a luggage on top of that, and you have to choose a seat, because maybe you're traveling with your kids,
Yeah,
and the kids, of course, have to sit next to you, and then you'll realize that, the price would have been the same as if I booked like a regular, like a major airline.
yeah,
It would have been the same. So it'll end up like that. So just be careful, make sure that you think ahead and do your research
yeah,
ahead. But as far as luggage, almost every airline is really charging for luggage now. So my
exactly.
simple tip is, if you're traveling by yourself and you can get on with a carry-on bag, do so.
Mhm.
Get on with a carry-on bag, because if you have a carry-on, your flight gets canceled, you can jump into
It's
another plane, no
true.
issue. You don't have to worry about because right now there's so many flight cancellations. It's just
Mm,
the travel industry is just disrupted by many things happening in the
I
world.
see.
And so if you have a carry-on, you can jump into another flight, no issue,
That's
because
good.
there's no bag that's attached to you that will cause complications. If you're traveling with kids though, pack
Mm,
enough. That's my mantra. Is like, if I'm traveling alone, I travel light. If I'm
yeah,
traveling
please.
with my kids, I have to pack enough
Yeah, there
and
you
be
go.
ready.
I like that. Brother Carey, you also have family. You also have kids like Sister Macy. What are your thoughts on that? How how do you pack enough? Like I can't relate. So what's your tip for us?
Well, first, I wish that they would let us decide when it's time for the lap child to be over with. I'd let my kid sit on my lap until he was 10 if they'd let me. But the other thing is, if you have a kid that has formula, make sure that you go early because
Oh,
security always checks out the formula, and it's almost made us miss a flight one time because it's a
oh,
powdery substance, and they want to check
check.
it out and run it through
Oh,
their machines and stuff. So if you have an infant that has powdered milk, make sure you go early.
early. Okay. Like
Yeah.
how early? Like what's early?
Definitely follow that 2 hour plan. We've
Okay.
gone in there trying to do it with an hour and a half or less, and we were running down the terminal with kids. Yeah,
Because yeah,
it's crazy.
that's true. That's true. And plus with kids, like like for us adults, we can just run as fast, right? But with kids, like you might have to drag a little bit, right? So that's a good advice. Yeah. So you've mentioned that so quickly. I wanna mention 2 hours for domestic flights, right? If you wanna be there more, that's good. But for international flights, I would say 3 hours. That's always been my thinking. I like being comfortable with that. So 3 hours for international flights, even though the next flight would be, my layover might be in the United States, I still follow the 3 hours. But for sure, 2 hours because, like what Brother Kerry has mentioned, you don't want to miss your flight, and also stressing, right? I mean, that happened to me too. That I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna make it, before 2 hours. But also specifically for Denver airport, it's so big, you gotta be there.
It's the
Which is
largest airport in the U.S. is
right.
Denver, right, Brother Carrie? I, am I
I believe
correct?
so. Yes,
Yeah.
Yes, it
it's big.
is.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you're flying from Denver, then yeah. But also, yeah, not every airport actually has the same when it comes to TSA. We'll actually talk about that later. But Sister Macy, you had mentioned earlier that carry light if you're flying by yourself. Do have a carry on instead of a check luggage. But again, what's your advice for those of us who are like we have all this liquid stuff, like we like those. So
Mhm.
do we just buy it from wherever we are, or like yeah, what's your thoughts on
No,
that?
no, you can still pack them in bite-size portions, Sister
Oh,
Marie. So you have 1 to 3 ounce
yeah.
per container you can actually fly with in your carry-on. So you can have a Ziploc full of all of these different products
Yeah,
as long as they don't go
the
beyond the
the
3 ounce
ones.
limit. Yeah, so just have them all small. Like I always have just small stuff,
Oh, that's
small
good.
sprays, whatever, small everything in my little carry-on. So you can still live, the way that
Yeah,
a
the way
woman,
that I
the
look
way
here.
that a woman should
Yeah.
live, right? Even when you're traveling.
Okay.
But just make sure they're on the right size. That way
Okay,
you don't
the
get
three
stopped.
ounce.
But to be very honest with you, Sister Marie, lately it has been a little more lenient
Oh,
when it comes to it's not as before where you have to put them in clear bags and put them out every time
oh,
you check in. Right now I think the technology has gotten better where all of that is seen through the x-ray machines already, and so I don't take out my liquids
oh, that's
anymore.
good.
I just keep them in the carry-on bag. It
And they
passes
see it.
through
Yeah.
and then it passes. The only thing that they would check, like Brother Carrie mentioned, formula, because it's powder. Anything that's powder they'll check, and also anything that's breast milk or
Uh,
liquid
liquid.
formula. They would check those one by one
Okay.
and do the whole it's almost like a swab test, but like with this
Yeah.
little special paper that they do for it. So definitely if you have little babies, you have to leave a little bit earlier, because not
Yeah.
only would you deal with the lines, but you'll deal with those special TSA
Yeah.
security measures
Okay.
as well, which later on we would I'm sure Brother Carey has to, we'll have many tips on how you can cut some lines and
Yes,
shorten your
exactly.
airport stay and all that. So we'd love to share those with you too.
For sure. And Sister Macy, I know Team Live have been very, very active. Can we read some of them? What are they saying there?
Yes, yes. Actually, we posted a question earlier about what city or country do you want to visit, in the near future, since we're talking about
Yes.
traveling by air? Okay, we have Sister Marisol Kuntz.
Oh,
She
that's,
said airline for international flights. So I guess any international
there you
any
go, Brother Kerry.
international country she wants to go to. Our sister Ina says one wants to go to Japan
Wow,
and Europe to visit family,
it's good.
but she needs to plan and um, budget so that he can get there. We have Sister Mylene wants to go to Europe, specifically to Italy. So shout out to Brother Elizaldi. Your wife wants to go to
There
Italy.
you
I
go.
think that should be the next anniversary trip. And Sister Lena makes a very good point. Please make sure to always attend worship services whenever you are in these different places. Sister Nikki says, love flying the whole experience. It could either be good or bad, but either way, it's another great adventure up in the air. We have Sister Donna Grace Polisok wishing to see England. Okay, yes, it would be so lovely to go to England
I like that.
at some point to see historical architectural buildings, of course. We also have Brother Argel and Sister Janice Lazo, the Lazo family. They said, we would love to fly to Florida with the kids. That's right. Yeah,
Oh,
Florida would be an amazing destination for kids. And Sister Lena Dumayak, hi, Mommy
yes,
Lena.
yes.
She says she wants her dream destination this year is Washington, D.C., which it
Wow,
was actually the last city that I flew in before this
nice.
broadcast is Washington, D.C., and the vicinity like Virginia, flight to Virginia, then train to Washington, D.C. Oh, she got it all planned,
Yeah,
Sister Marie. You just had
yeah.
to take her there. And we have a couple of tips, which I think will be a great segue for whatever next topic we have. Is Brother Anthony Arongai from Salt Lake City says booking apps are really helpful in finding the cheapest rates, but we have to be careful on getting tickets, especially for some airlines that are notorious for canceled flights and extra fees. I agree. If you want to know my airline go-tos that are flexible on that, just send me a personal message, brothers and sisters, and I'll give you my list. And he also mentioned, again, this will be a good segue. He said TSA pre-checks are worth the fee. Not a huge line and less strict in security. Thank you, Team Live Chat, for
Wow.
engaging. We love hearing um, your thoughts, so please keep them coming. I know there are a lot more here who have shared their destinations too, but we'll save that for our next segment.
All right. Well, thank you so much for that. That's amazing. Thank you, Team Live Chat. They've been very, very active, and I'm seeing it pop up. I was like, oh, those are really, really good tips and advices. All right. So both brother Carrie and sister Macy are actually, they have family, they have kids. So we're gonna ask brother Carrie, for you as a family man, what are your air travel essentials? Okay, but first of all, before we go to you, let me tell you mine as as someone who doesn't have family. Okay, let's see how different it is. Okay, I like having my headset. That way, no one can talk to me. I think that's already a difference between someone who do have family and someone who doesn't. So yeah, and then I just have those like, hello, Brother Levi. We'll say hi real quick to Brother Levi. We'll go ahead and say hi to them real quick. And oh, Brother Freddie Jones. Okay, we'll say hi. Do you want to say hi real quick?
Yes,
We'll go
they're
ahead.
all here for in concert. Here, you can talk.
Hello, you
You
can
just
talk to me.
yeah.
Let's say hi. Hello, Brother Freddie.
We're doing fantastic. We miss all of you. We can't wait to perform this. Praise be to God that we're doing really well. And invite as much as people as you can to this in concert because it's going to be amazing.
You
Yes.
guys are going to be very blown away for this performance from Mountain States. It's going to be wonderful.
I know we're already talking about Sister Marie and Brother Carrie booking their tickets to Las
You
Vegas
have to come.
for July
So
28th.
we have this topic.
They're already going to book their tickets now.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much for your hard work, Brother
Hey,
Freddie, Brother Levi. Appreciate that. But yeah, see, there are two of the performers that we'll have there. So again, everyone, please let's join over there in Las Vegas, Nevada, for the Encounter rehearsal in July, Thursday of July. But yes, so again, my essentials is just my headset, the wireless headset. I don't want anyone talking to me. Again, don't have a family, so see how different that is. Also just so like wallet pouch that it's like it's not a sling bag but like very minimal. That way I can just put my ID there, my wallet, and then of course passport. That way it's easy for me to to be able to get it. And then also I'm not like always panicking and worrying where it might be because I know it's just right there. So I always like that. Other than that, we're very, very simple. Don't really need a pillow. Again, I don't have family, I don't have kids, so maybe it's different with that. Like I don't need a footrest. Some people want that. And then yeah, I think that's really it. I do want to fly with my sweatpants though. That way I'm comfortable, and then with my jacket because it gets really cold in the plane, and then my hat, like my beanie, that way it's, because I get cold. And then I gotta have my phone or my tablet, that way I can read. I like it quiet. All right, so that's me. Okay, what are your air travel essentials? Yes.
You named a few of them for me. Definitely technology for the kids.
For the
Something
kids,
for
yes.
them to keep them occupied,
There you go.
iPads or phones. And then I definitely like to have my own technology, and
There you go.
sometimes some snacks for the kids is nice as well, because you never know how long you're going to be waiting.
That's true. Yeah, that's
Sister Marisol
yeah. What did
Kent,
you say?
actually mentioned here. She said essentials: kids, special blankets, and snacks. There you go.
There you go.
I
Because you
can
gotta think
agree
about the
to
kids,
that.
right? Yeah. Yeah. Sister Macy, what are your additional thoughts on what Brother Kerry and Sister Marisol mentioned as some of
Right?
you
Yes.
do
So
have kids?
mine are. It's always two. I always have like two parts of this. Is one is personal for when I'm by myself, and also with the kids. When I'm by myself, I like sleeping on the plane. I don't like being awake on the plane because I'm actually very prone. You wouldn't know this about me, Sister Marie, for how
Uh-huh.
many times I have to fly each year, right? But
Yeah.
I am very prone to motion sickness.
Oh, what?
And so my way, but I don't like taking motion sickness
Yeah.
medication
True.
because it'll make you not feel good
Dependent.
even after the
Oh,
flight. Yes.
yeah.
So um, to combat that, I sleep on the plane.
Yeah.
The moment that I sit down and my seat is there, I really like close my eyes and just sleep. I just want to wake up once we land. And so far it's been working. I've always been successful.
That's
I'm
good.
it's not very hard for me to go to sleep. So, but I always bring that neck pillow. That way, I
Yes.
don't feel muscle pain after. Because
True.
sometimes my flight, say for example, if I fly to New York, it's about a 6 hour flight to get there. And if I don't have that pillow, that means like my head will just be like moving
Yeah.
around here.
Yeah.
And then I wake up with like a stiff neck, So that's an essential for me. Earphones are essential for air travel. Of course, I have a very special carry-on bag that that has a side pocket for my
Oh, that's
laptop
good.
because I always
You just
travel with my
take it out. Yeah.
laptop, whether it's vacation or anything. The laptop doesn't leave me.
Oh,
It's
that's
not a good. It's not a good thing,
yeah.
I
I
can
know.
never I can never break away from any stuff. But it's just it's a security thing, like a security blanket for me. And um, uh, flip flops, believe it or not.
Oh, really? Oh, just
I
so
keep
you're more comfortable. Okay.
yes, exactly. There are times if you're like wearing your shoes for a long time, I want to make either that or comfortable socks. The
Comfort.
thicker type of socks that are
Okay.
comfortable. Yes. I keep them on. It's just a thing, you want to make sure that when you're traveling by air, you're comfortable because you are in a very small space,
Yeah.
and you're waiting a long time at the airport. So comfort is key
Very
for me.
important. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And for your kids, right? Because, like you gotta
Hmm.
make sure they're also comfortable. So yeah, you're thinking about them as well. That's
For
why
the kids, it's
yeah.
basically the same as Brother Carrie. Like
Okay.
lots of snacks, lots of technology,
Yeah.
the blankets. Those blankets have
Very
to
important.
be there. Yes, if you don't want like screaming and crying, because I don't know how old your kids are, Brother Carrie, but I have 8, 3, and 1 year old.
Wow.
So I have two toddlers.
Yeah.
Oh,
There
and
you
there are some babies actually saying
Hi,
hi right
no,
here.
I saw that.
That's Brother
Hello.
Freddie's daughter and my eldest daughter,
Oh,
Sister Amaya.
hi, Samaya. There you go. It's cute. That's like I was like perfect timing when they came. But yeah, no, that's a good point. So okay, for me, we'll also ask Brother Carey this, but for me, I really have a hard time sleeping in plane. Or well, like uh staying asleep, I guess, So this has been my trick. It's not an advice, okay? It's what works for me, but I don't advise it. I actually don't sleep before my flight the night before. That way, I'm so tired, especially for an international flight, and then I can just sleep when I get to the plane because yeah, I have a hard time staying asleep. So that's what I've done for myself. But again, I don't recommend it. It's not an advice because like I want to make sure that you're okay and that you're able to pay attention when you're at the airport or wherever you're going. But yeah, it's what worked for me. But Brother Kerry, do you have a hard time sleeping in the plane as well, or like do you have? Are you okay? Especially with kids though. But yeah.
Yeah, usually it's kind of stressful, so the stress takes it out of me, and I can fall asleep pretty
Oh,
easily
okay.
on the plane.
Okay.
And
Did
something about the sound of the plane helps me sleep. I don't know
Oh,
why.
that's good.
Yeah.
But that's good. That's good. Yeah. So Brother Kerry and Sister Macy really are okay with that. But yeah. So definitely with that, yeah. So that you're both able to sleep in the plane.
Sleep.
What about you, Tim?
Well,
Yeah. Go ahead.
speaking of that, Sister Marie, I have another tip
Oh yes,
for if
please.
you just want to sleep in the plane,
Oh
is
yeah.
book a red eye flight. Those flights that start from
Oh,
10 p.m. onwards, because then that's your natural sleeping pattern,
sleeping. Yeah, that's
right? So then
true.
it'll be easier for you to sleep. And
Yeah.
I actually do that sometimes too, to save on hotel
'Cause-
room,
oh,
because
because when you get
it's
there, yeah,
exactly, because sometimes you get to destinations that are so far out. For example, you're right now here in the West Coast traveling to the East Coast. If you travel in the morning and you get there at night, all you're going to do is sleep in in that resort or hotel room or
yeah,
whatever, right? So you're paying a full night, for just like sleeping there and not really enjoying the amenities. So I would fly a red eye.
that's good.
So say leave at like midnight from
Mhm.
Las Vegas. You get to your destination early in the
Morning,
morning.
yeah,
You sleep the whole way through. So
and
when
that's
you
for
get there in the
sleeping, yeah.
morning, you're active, you're well rested, and you
True.
can start your day right away. You can go
Yeah,
eat breakfast, enjoy all the amenities at your destination, meet friends. And it's a time saver and dollar saver for
yeah,
sure.
exactly. But also, because you mentioned you save money on hotels, but isn't midnight flights aren't they cheaper too than regular flights or same?
Yes and no.
Oh, okay,
There's
okay. So
not
it's
like a
so it's
very
not like that.
significant difference. Yes.
Okay. But at least it will help you with your sleep, right? Yeah. Yeah, I never thought about that. That's a really, really good point, Mr. Macy. I also just wanted to add this because Brother Kerry did say he has no problem sleeping in the plane. So, Sister Marisol, your lovely wife, had said you sleep a lot because she takes care of the kids. That's good. That's why you're able to sleep. But yeah, shout out to Sister Mary. So, but yeah, so for me, everyone, I do love flying. Of course, it can be like there are discomfort, but I love flying because I just love planes in general. I think I love being at the airport, even though the stress of like having to get there early. But I just love being at the airports. I like the food there at the airport. I get to hang out there. That's why I love getting there early. But also in the planes, I actually love airplane food. So yeah, I love airplane food, especially for international flights. They're really really good. Wherever you're going to England, you're going to Spain, you're going to Italy, you're going to Philippines, you're going to somewhere in Asia, the food will be what that country is offering, right? So you already get like a sneak peek of that. So I always love that. It's my favorite. So yeah, I love that. I love airplane food. But also if you're traveling internationally for the international flights, I'm always excited because I know I'll get to listen to music that don't have on my playlist, because they have that like on the tablet or whatever that's called, right under an entertainment center. So they have that. I also get to watch a lot of movies. But they do say, you get more emotional in the plane. So when you do watch a movie in the plane, just FYI, you might get a little more emotional. I know I usually do. But yeah, so for you, Brother Kerry, what do you look forward to when riding in planes? Do you love airplanes or do you feel like you have more discomfort with planes rather than, like being so excited with
I do like being served on the plane and
it?
being taken care of
Yes.
by the staff there.
For sure.
And I have been able to fly first class once. I said I'd never go back, but it's pretty expensive, so
Yeah,
I went
exactly.
back. Yeah.
You did go back. That's awesome. Yeah, no, that's really really good. Wow, we're so happy for you, brother Kerry. Yeah, that's really really good. That's really the goal, right? I was able to as well, but only for a few minutes because my next flight is running late, or I'm gonna be running late for my next flight. So they let me go there. They're like, you can sit there. That way you're the first one to get out the door. So yeah, that's really good. But yeah, no, that's your brother Kerry. Yeah, being served there in the plane, that's good too. What about discomforts that you're not looking forward to when flying, brother Kerry?
Certainly, when I have a long flight and I'm sitting in the middle and I don't have a lot of space to kind of spread out. I know I had the international
True.
flight one time where I had two people on either side of me that were bigger and they were scrunching me in the middle. And I fell asleep, but I woke up with a neck cramp like Sister
Oh.
Macy.
Yeah, that's why the pillow, neck pillow are important, right? But yeah, because I agree with you and Sister Macy that like I said earlier, I'm very simple. I don't really need that because like that's an extra thing for me to carry, right? But yeah, I do feel it. Like I get stiff neck. Like when I fall asleep that way, and like, like you just go like this, right? So yeah, it's very important if you're able to. But yeah, just added to that is the foot rest. We've mentioned that earlier. So maybe if you have that, I know some people really love that. That way you can stretch your legs a little bit. I know actually Sister Macy has mentioned earlier about flip flops. So yeah, some people actually like having that. Like 'cause in international flights, or maybe this is just for first class. I can't remember, but they actually provide slip.
Some international flights actually
Oh,
do
they
provide
provide slipper,
slippers
right?
too.
Yeah,
Yes,
that
yeah,
way you're
the really good Asian ones. The Asian flights
exactly.
are always more
Yeah,
accommodating.
exactly. Like they know what we need, right? Yeah,
Yes,
that's good.
exactly.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah. Quick shout out by the way to brother Justin Ramos, Ka Justin Ramos, who is tuning in for over there in Gilbert, Arizona. Hello, po, Ka Justin. Thank you for tuning in. But yeah, so that's true. That's true. Like you really need that, and then you don't have the space. Like that can be uncomfortable. Yeah. So I agree. Yeah. For sure. I also like like I never know where to sit really. I mean I'm pretty tiny so I'm okay, but like I'm my always concerned if I'm sitting by the window, which I love. I actually love sitting by the window. But if I have to get up, especially for international flights, I'm always like I'm a very shy person. I don't like to ask, excuse me. But if you're in the middle, it's even worse, right? Because now you're like stuck, like what Brother Caris mentioned, between two. But if you're in the aisle, if you're sleeping, people will keep like having to pass by you, right? But what about you, Sister Macy? What are your discomforts in a plane? On a plane, yeah, riding a plane.
Yeah, flying is actually, I love it. I love traveling, but flying is, if I can avoid it, I do actually.
Oh,
Yes, because
really? And
you
plus, you
are,
travel a lot too, so.
yes, you're enclosed in a small, you're enclosed in a small space. There's a lot of people around you. Unless you're flying first class, of course, that's a different story. But also the risk of flying. You're going to be in the air.
True.
So I think for me that's the biggest discomfort is to be like thinking about your safety. But I kid you not, and I still do this like over and over again, no matter how many times I fly from the moment that it starts taking off, I'd be praying, 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 and then
Yeah, that's good.
you get in air, any
And
little
then you
turbulence,
turbulent.
I start praying again, and then when we're about to land, like when the pilot, as soon as the pilot announces that okay, we're on our last leg of descent and
Mhm.
we're descending, and then I start praying again,
Yeah,
and praying all the
that's
way until we land,
good.
and then when you land, that's when I was
You
like,
wait, yeah,
okay, dear
exactly.
Father, thank you so much. Thank you. Right? Just to be realistic, is
Yeah.
those are real risks of flying. Other than that, I also like being taken care of by
Like a
airline
brother, yeah.
staff. Yeah, because they're also very, very um, attentive of your
Yeah.
needs. Quick shout out, we have
Oh
Brother
yes,
Mario.
please go ahead.
He said, "Good morning here in the Philippines and enjoy watching." He's greeting us from the locale of Brixtonville, district of Caloocan North. So, good morning, po,
Oh, I
Brother
love from the
Mario, and
Philippines.
thank you so much for tuning in. And then Brother Anthony says we sometimes take advantage of the wheelchair services.
Which one is that?
If say you are wheelchair services
Oh, yeah, that's
in the
true. Some people
airlines,
do like
yes,
that. Yeah.
exactly. Like if you're injured, or if you're a senior, you can
Mm-hmm.
actually
I get
take
that.
advantage of
Yeah.
these.
Right.
Yes, or if you're feeling sick, and you will be attended to. And also, Sister Ina says, yes, I take motion sickness pills, but then when I do, then she said that she would miss all the meals and the snacks
Oh
because she'll be
no,
sleeping the whole way through. So it's also a
that's sad.
Sister Lena says my air travel essential is my essential oil. Yeah, I agree. I always keep essential oil with me too. And Sister Marisol said airplane food on international flights are not the best, but I love them too. So she's agreeing with you,
There you go.
Sister Marie. And lastly, Brother Justin. Oh, hello, Brother Justin. Yeah, I think we just did a shout out to Brother
Yeah.
Justin. And also Calito Balyada,
Oh, hello po,
one of our
Calito.
ministers in Las Vegas. Hello, Calito.
Yes, there you go. Thank you so much for that, Sister Macy and Team Live Chat. Very, very active Team Live Chat. Thank you so much for joining with us. We're learning so much as well from you. But yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, you've mentioned about praying a lot, Sister Macy. That is very true, especially as members of the Church of Christ, right? We are taught to always be prayerful. So if there's something that is making us anxious or worry, of course we can always pray, right? Because it's very, very real that like what we're scared of when flying. But also, you mentioned, because the most dangerous, like, taking off, flying, or and then like landing. So always be prayerful, everyone. But yeah, so also with that, there's definitely thing we can do, with the discomforts, like if we're nervous, pray. If we have motion sickness, yeah, there's those pills. But like what Sister Macy and Sister Ina mentioned, it's also, it makes you feel like not feel good, like even after, right? Or you miss all the food. I've seen people those, or I've seen people who do miss those. I feel so sad for them, But then they do leave a like a note sometimes, just, or like they do leave a note saying, just call, like do the call button, that way you can get your food, so that's really nice, because I always feel bad for those who are, for those travelers who are missing those, because I'm like, if you're not waking up for those food, that means you actually may not be feeling better, but you need food to be able to feel better. So I always feel bad for them, but I always like that they see those, or that they have those notes. Real quick, I do want to give a shout out to Sister Sally San Martin. She's always actually tuning into us. So she's saying hello to INCRadio Mountain States, and she is greeting us from Babanuang, Isabela, West Ham. But yeah, she's always tuning in, so we do want to make sure that we are saying hi to her. So yeah, Sister Macy, what are your tips when it comes to passports for international flights? Of course, that's important. You don't want to find out that the flight that you booked for tomorrow is ready, but then your passport is not. Yeah, so you may have a passport, but then like maybe it's expired
Yes.
already. But yeah, so
Your yeah, biggest enemy is expiration
yeah.
date on passports. I actually brought just for show an
Oh,
expired
perfect.
passport right here too. Brethren, it's very important if you're flying international to check when your passport is expiring. You cannot leave the country if your passport is 6 months or less
I did
remaining
not
life.
know that.
Yes. So if you're flying out and say, for example, today is what, July, your passport expires in
July.
December, you cannot fly
Um,
internationally anymore. So you better make
wow.
sure that you you renew it now so that you have another 10 years when you do fly internationally. You need at least 6 months and more so that they'll allow you. And sometimes, if you're cutting it too close,
Mhm.
you have 6 months, you fly out, but then flying back in,
That's
it
true. So
happens
then you're
more than
stuck
six
there.
months. Exactly. So make sure that you do that. Also, if you're traveling overseas, check those visa expiration dates too, brethren, because you might be able to book an airline ticket, but you get there, but your visa is expired, then you wouldn't be able to go,
To go back
where you
home.
need to go, or like they won't. You'll be a stateless person.
Yeah, exactly.
Let you in
Yeah.
and out. Another thing, speaking of passports, there you can easily lose them, because there are not things that we can keep in our wallet because they're very they're a big size, and for say for gentlemen, if you don't have purses, then you might lose these passports. You can also travel with a passport card. And you can, when you
Oh
renew
yeah.
your passport, you can get a passport card. Your passport card, as far as internationally, can let you go to Canada, Mexico, the Caribbean, and Bermuda. So
There you
if
go.
you're going, say, for Brother Carrie to Mexico,
Mexico.
no need to carry the passport. Just bring your passport card. And if you're just flying domestically, just bring your driver's license or
Yes,
your state ID so that you don't lose
your
your
passport.
passport. Unless there's an actual need for your passport, then don't bring it for the risk of losing it as well. So those are just my very important things that I wanted to bring up.
That's really good. I really did not know about the passwords, but yeah, real quick. So if you're traveling domestically, again, we're speaking from our experience here in the United States, everyone. So domestically here, you just need your regular ID, your yeah, for what
Driver's
you need.
license, yep.
Yeah, yep, the driver's license. But if you are traveling internationally, you can use that passport card. Like not all, okay. Like what
No.
just Sister Macy has mentioned, you can also do that research online. But again, the regular passport, that's more for the rest of the countries. But we'll also just quickly touch on this about the TSA. The airports, not everyone has is the same, so some you just need to remove everything like your wallet, or sorry, not your wallet, your sorry, not your wallet.
What are
Sorry,
you gonna do with the wallet, Sister Marie?
your shoes, your jacket. Oh no, please don't
Are you taking traveler's wallets now?
please don't remove your wallet, okay? Make sure that's safe in your bag or your luggage. But yes, and then your shoes. But some don't, and then you'll know what they need. Maybe if you research, but also the TSA will actually do a great job saying that out loud on what you need. They'll say, oh, like don't need to remove this, you don't remove that. So it will make it quicker for you. But Brother Kerry, you and I actually were talking before the show, so what's a quick way to get through security? I think you mentioned it. You were able to do it one time. So yeah, what is that? Your three.
Yeah, I know in Denver, I don't know if it's called the same across the country, but they have a clear program where you get
Screening.
I don't know if they do a background or something along those
Oh yeah.
lines, but basically you get on a program to where you're pre-checked, and that line is always a lot quicker, and you don't have to remove all your stuff.
There you go. And
Yeah.
first of all, like the lines is like not long, but then you don't really have to remove a lot of things, like most of things, right? That's really good. So if you're able to join our program, I know I always see that program, Sister Macy. I'm not familiar with the specifics, but you can always do research. I think you have to pay, right? But
Yes, yeah,
yeah,
it's a little
can
bit
you
pricier than TSA. So
oh,
that program that Brother Kerry mentioned is actually above TSA. So more,
mm,
so it'll really like get you quicker. But if you just want to save a little bit of time, then you can also just look into getting your TSA certification. So TSA certification is good for 5 years. So anywhere you travel domestically, it works. And same thing, shorter lines, because there's a specific line for TSA. No need to take off your shoes. If it's just a light jacket, no need to take it off. You can keep everything in your
very good.
pockets. You don't need to take out your electronics out of your carry-on
Really
luggage
good.
too. So it's very quick and easy. It's very it takes out a lot of the stress, especially when you're traveling with
Mm,
kids too. And real quick, actually, if you're a whole family, all
mm.
you need, and you always travel together, all you need is one TSA membership. And
Wow.
make sure when you book, say, if I book our flights and I'm with TSA, I just book them the same time on the same airline, all my family members, and we all go to the TSA line, even though they don't
It's
have
just for
TSA
you.
certification.
That's
Exactly.
good.
So
Yeah. I didn't know about the TSA certification. I always know about the pre-screening, but the certification I didn't know. So thank you for that information as well. Always helps us out. But yeah, so again, just a quick thing before we end the show. Of course, being members of the Church of Christ, Iglesianicristo, is very, very important for us to be able to attend the worship services. So before we travel, before we go on any vacation, let's always check, incmedia.org to see if to ensure that there is a local congregation, that there is a worship service, group worship service, that we will be able to attend whenever we get there. Of course, for us members of the Church of Christ, that is our priority. But yes, thank you so much, Sister Macy, Brother Kerry, for joining us here with all your tips. I have learned so much. Like I love traveling, especially by plane, by air, So but I have learned so much from both of you, especially with families. Your kids, they don't think that way. Yeah. But yeah, team live chat as well, you have also given us your insights, so we really do appreciate that. So yeah, through air travel, everyone, it has become super easy to go to different countries and cities all over the world. As we've talked about earlier, speed is very, very important. And of course, for us as a global church, the Iglesia and Cristo Church of Christ, it is a blessing that wherever we travel, we know that we always have a local congregation to go home to. Air travel has enabled our ministers and various officers to visit with our brethren, even in remote areas and far off places. And with that, fly international. Sister Macy, what are the upcoming international activities that we have in the church?
Yes, we have many celebrations for the 110th year anniversary that will be happening in the Philippines this July and August. There's special performances and also INC Symphony, if I'm not mistaken, and also Noteworthy, the songwriting competition that will happen in South Africa. So, yeah, here are more destinations that we can fly to for the glory of God. I think I can see Sister Nikki
Yeah, can you say
over
hi?
here right now, live also on the in concert rehearsal. Hi, Sister Nikki.
Hi,
Hello, Sister Macy. So we are here post production. We just finished their practices today, so we did see very good performances. So definitely on the lookout for that in concert here in District Mountain States. You can see right here some of our leads right here. So yeah,
Yeah,
look
we see
forward to
Brother
our in
Isaac. Yeah.
concert.
Thank you, Sister Nikki, for joining us and for your help. Sister Mylene Bernice was actually helping us as well. And I think I saw Brother Ron, right? Yeah, over there. But yeah, thank you everyone for joining us. Team Live Chat for being there with us. But of course, we do want to thank this very special people in our lives who have been able to give us this platform. Of course, we'll start with our beloved Executive Minister, Ka Eduardo V. Manalo. Thank you so much po for everything that you do for the church. Mahal na mahal po namin kayo. Mag-ingat po kayong palagi. Our CEO President of SEBSI and our CFO Coordinator, Ka Angelo Eranio Manalo, our District Minister, Carlo Nucum, is always supporting us, our Assistant District Minister as well, Ka Oliver Canlas, our CFO Overseer, Brother Christian Ross. I actually saw Ka Christian as well in the team live chat, right? And everyone who are tuning in to INC Radio, we really do appreciate you. Thank you again, everyone, for tuning in to INC Radio Mountain States. We will see you again next week here on Ice Radio Mountain States. Another episode, another exciting episode. We'll actually continue on traveling. So next week we'll talk about road trips, road trips. So we hope to see you then. Please continue to tune into INC Radio DZM 954, changing lives through God's words. Up next, everyone, is INC Radio Canada. Bye, everyone. Have a happy weekend.
Happy weekend. Happy Saturday. Thank you, Brother
Happy
Carrie.
Yes,
Saturday.
Brother Karen. Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Yeah.
Take care. Happy day.